Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jared with the Inner Squared Circle, and welcome to Fast Tip Friday. This one is called Why Being a Wrestling Artist, or Why Being a Really Talented Artist might be holding you back from your success in the wrestling business. I did this a second ago, then I pressed delete instead of share, so we're going to do this again, and we're going to press share this time. So I want you to consider for a moment that you've been wrestling for a while, and you're really, really talented. And this is your art, and you have a passion for this business, right? But then for whatever reason, you've been in the business for a while, you're not making any money doing it, or you're struggling doing it, or you're not getting any bookings, or you're not getting recognized the way you want to. And you're saying to yourself, you're like, well, like, I love this business, I'm passionate about it, this is my art, I'm so good at it, why isn't it working? And you're like banging your head against the wall. Have you been there before? I've been there before. People I talk to have been there before. Here's what I'd like you to consider for a second. I want you to consider there's two different types of people, right? There are people that are artists and there are people that are business people. And now when I say the word artist, what I mean isn't like like drawing on a page or isn't like a singer-songwriter. What I mean as an artist is a really skilled person, a really talented person. So a pro wrestler who's really talented at pro wrestling is, by my definition, would be an artist, right? Like LeBron James, he's an artist at basketball, right? He's great at what he does. Steve Jobs, right? He's an artist at technology. He's a skilled producer at that one thing. So an artist doesn't mean like you're this guy that's drawing and, whatever. I just look at that to mean you're a really, really skilled producer at what you do. Some of the best in the world at what they do are artists because they're talented, right? But when you think of the word artist, what usually comes with that? Well, there's all sorts of associations. You can think of the starving artist, or you can think of, like Michelangelo, but mostly what comes up now is the starving artist. And with starving artist comes even more associations, doesn't it? So like sacrifice, hard work, passion. For some reason, being the starving artist guy has got a really good reputation. Right? It's like, hey, if I'm starving and I can't pay my bills and I'm suffering, that means I want it more. And it's been associated that like starving and struggling means you have more passion for it. But that association right there makes you feel this now. Like if you were actually successful, you'd be a sellout. Well, if I made money doing it, I wouldn't really love the business, right? There's all these beliefs in there, but that's a whole nother story. So we want to make sure, first of all, there's no real belief behind being successful or not being successful, or if you somehow made it, you're less passionate. So that's the first thing we want to look at, right? Because you're not a sellout if you make money doing it. But here's the real problem. For a moment, like I said, consider the two groups. Skilled, talented artists, right? Highly skilled people at their trade. And then there's business people, right? Even a great computer technician or a coach. Like I consider myself an artist at coaching because it takes this very, very specialized skill to do that. Right? But what happens is sometimes someone who's so naturally talented at something, what they do is they get into it as like, it's like a hobby for them. Like, I love doing it. I'm really good. I'm naturally talented at it. And they do it as a hobby. But then once they go to turn it into a money-making thing, they don't know how to do it, or it doesn't work out for them. So an example for this would be like, say, for example, let's say you're a coach or a consultant or something like that, and you're coaching as a hobby, and you want to quit your job and make it a full-time business, right? Likewise, a pro wrestler who wrestles independently, but you want to turn it into a living. So I can't tell you how many people that I work with on a regular basis who are incredibly skilled at what they do. They're some of the best in the world, but they can't figure out how to take the thing they're best at and make it into something that gets them paid. And what they think is it's them. They think, well, if only I was a better basketball player, if only I was a better coach, or if only I was a better business, whatever it was, or a better wrestler, I'd finally get paid. That happens in wrestling. Wrestlers spend their whole career being incredibly talented wrestlers. That's what they're best at. And they're spending their time honing their skills. But when they don't get booked or they don't get paid the way that they want to, they think it's because they're not good enough at their art. And that's not the case. As a matter of fact, it's rarely that they're not good enough. It's usually just because they don't understand like an aspect of how to market themselves or how to position themselves, or they don't understand some of these business fundamentals, right? They focus so much on the talent aspect of it, they don't realize there's a second aspect of it. And so that's what we're to help you with. Like I help guys who are incredibly talented, but they're hitting that plateau, right? And I want to help you guys make more progress, not just by helping you with the moves or the spots, right? There are tons of better people out there that can help you in ring or can help you with spots, right? That's not really what I do. I love helping with character and presentation though. But even more than that, right? I help guys see how this business thing works, how to present yourselves, how to show up with confidence, how to have a solid package that people want on their shows. And so the good news here is that business, that's something we can teach. As a matter of fact, we're running a free seminar this weekend. So there's a link above. Go to that. Check it out. Totally free. We're going to go deep into these strategies on how to be more marketable and how to take care of this business aspect of it. But the good news, like I said, this is what we can teach. And that should be relieving to a lot of you because unless there's something really wrong with your work, it's usually not that you're not good enough. Right? Chances are it's just you need to learn a little bit of business or marketing skills and get ourselves out there. And that's the same thing I say to clients all day long, right? That people who have all the certifications, all the PhDs in the world, I thought I was great at what I did. Why isn't it working? It's not that you're not good. It's that you don't have the business skills. And in many cases, though, what's happening is wrestlers, right? They're so good at the wrestling naturally, but they've never been taught, well, let's focus on marketing. Let's focus on getting the word out there, that they get stuck. So what we need to do, first of all, is figure out how do we get you successful as an artist, which many of you already have, but then combine the business marketing aspects of it. And then once you can do that, the good news is we can teach it and you're going to get to where you really want to go, right? And as long as you're coachable, that's what the Inner Squared Circle is here to do. So I'm going to invite you again. Check that out. We got the free seminar coming up this weekend. We're going to go about an hour and a half, 2 hours on these concepts, how to market yourself, how to show up better as a star. We're doing 10-minute phone conversations too. If you want to talk to me personally, we can talk for a few minutes and I'll see where you're at in your career and what I can do to help. And then we have a free book, so the links are all above. So that is Fast Tip Friday. I will see you guys next week and hopefully I'll see you on the seminar. Take care. Bye.